are done. That's pretty simple, that's pretty basic, and that's not karma dodging. Now, there's a lot of complex factors behind why things happen the way they do. And mostly they are not as simple as the mind wants to make out. Remember, the mind is using the five senses, and look at that spectrum and look at the visible spectrum and all of that, and realize mine is all but castrated in its ability to perceive very widely. So it's trying to make generalizations about the whole based on maybe 1% of input. Not too swift. Not a likely good outcome from that, you know? Not even from mind's perspective. But, oh well. Okay, now, back to karma dodging. A lot of times, the things that we do, we're motivated by the no-see-ums. I mean, look at crowd behavior. We've all seen some of that on the tube, the LA riots, you know, any riot anywhere. There's just something that sweeps through the crowd, right? Well, there's all kinds of entities there. They've come to chow down big time. Okay? Yeah. All right, now, we're influenced. Oh, and I hate to say this, folks, but part of this is we carry a lot of the no-see-ums around with us. Yeah, they're in our aura. It's just a part of life, okay? Don't freak out now. Just because you know about it, don't be freaking out. It's nothing's changed. 30 minutes ago, it was the same reality that it is now. Nothing's changed. It's just that you know a little bit more about this stuff now. So, remember, if there's any freaking out going on, it's mind. It's not you. Come on, your inner self knows all this. This is not news. This is just stuff you forgot. We all did. Okay? And we're kind of waking up in pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. All the pieces are needed to make the puzzle. So, here we go. Okay, so you can have a thought projected on you. Let's say, well, it can be any kind of negative thought, any kind at all. And it says that you're lousy and you're rotten in some way. Now, you have a choice right there. You can accept it or you can reject it. See, rejecting a thought is a really powerful thing. Now, maybe that thought is yours. Maybe it came from your subconscious, your unconscious, whatever. And maybe it's not. And, okay, if it's a negative thought, be suspicious. Because what can happen, it's like they did with the crowd when Jesus was crucified. They seated that crowd with their plants, and they got the crowd shouting, "His blood be on us and on our children. We want him dead. Crucify him, crucify him." Okay? What they did there was they got the people to take on the karma for the dirty deed. They got the people to say, "We're responsible. We want it done. Do it, do it." Okay, well, that's in a big way. That's in a historic way, maybe. Maybe not. I mean, whether he lived or whether he didn't, I'm good with it. I'm totally good with it. It just doesn't matter. The teaching is true and beautiful. Anything that's truth is going to stand on its own. It doesn't need anybody to defend it, even if they give such a beautiful defense as Jesus Christ did. Truth is truth. It doesn't need us. Okay, so the thing is, though, when you get some kind of, let's say, a lustful thought projected on you, and you can look at it, and if you don't know about telepathy and all that, you're going to think it's yours, right? You're going to own it. And you might start getting down on yourself for thinking that way. You might go into who knows what internally about it. Well, it wasn't your thought. It wasn't yours at all. All you had to do was reject it. If you rejected it, then you're in the clear. Okay? But once you take it on like that, that means you used your free will. You accepted it. Now I want you to let that sink in, because there's a resonance with truth there. Once we accept something, then we get to accept the consequences that go with it. You see how that works? We didn't have to accept it. Okay, this is partly how this karma dodging thing goes on. All right? They get us taking on all kinds of burden for stuff that we didn't come up with in the first place. They did. They project that. And us being so ignorant and not realizing how very sensitive we are, how telepathic we are. And then we start acting like all the thoughts in our head, they're ours. Well, first of all, they're not in your head. And second of all, not yours. So let's just call this one food for thought. Telepathy and stuff, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I hope the idea came out reasonably clear. I know this is some heavy-duty stuff for people who are just coming into all these things. It's kind of heavy. But it's more than concepts, you know, because this is experiences. This is stuff you can check out for yourself. Just be in heart when you do it. Remember, it's when we're in mind that we get messed with, okay? I want everybody to start being really suspicious of the mind. Anything it comes up with. Okay? Just be cautious. Run stuff by your heart before you go accepting it. And get out of that blame game thing anyway. Don't blame yourself for anything. That doesn't do a lick of good for you or for anyone, anywhere. No more of that. How about some love? Let's everybody love each other. And more importantly, love yourself. Yeah, I like that. Do that. See you later. Bye-bye.